All right, I'm doing this quick video here about how to complete our day six amortization schedule project. All right, I will point out that there are two sheets here. Well, I want to make sure. Let me just get rid of that. I'll just get rid of that. All right, there are two sheets here. There is the car sheet. That's the one we did in class. Then there's the house sheet. If you click on that, right, there's the house sheet. This situation, we're going to create an amortization schedule for Ryan and his buying a Nissan Fairlady Z. We did this one in class, and then the project is for you to do the exact same thing for a mortgage on a house, right? And then this is a house actually for sale right now on East Avenue, I believe. It's going for $600,000. So if you're in the market for a really nice house on East Avenue, all right. So here goes. Here goes. Ryan would like to buy a Nissan Fairlady Z. It's this very nice car over here. The cost of the car is $30,090. Ryan has $5,000 saved as down payment. Ryan has been pre-approved by his credit union for a loan of $25,090 at 5.5% APR, that's annual percentage rate, with a term of 4 years. The task is to create an amortization schedule on this sheet that describes the periodic interest and present value of this loan. Your task for this particular project is to fill in every one of these salmon colored boxes plus all these pink boxes. All of those pink boxes, okay? So here goes. We're going to do this. If you do this by hand, then you will have to do, about 1,000 calculations, I think. Well, let's see, it'd be 5 times, no, it would be a 600. I'll calculate it exactly for you, just so you know. 48 times 5. Okay. Oh, there's only 240 calculations on this first one. There's over 1,000 on this one over here. All right. So you can totally, in like all of these boxes here on the top and this first row of things, you can totally just enter numbers if you so choose. This row here that I'm selecting, B7 through F7, you're going to want to use spreadsheet formulas because that's going to make your life easier in the long run. All right. So here goes. The principal. The principal is the amount borrowed, right? The car costs $30,090, but Ryan put a down payment of $5,000 on, so he doesn't need to borrow money that he uses as a down payment. So he doesn't need to borrow $30,000. He needs to borrow $25,000, right? 5,000 less than the 30,000. So he's going to borrow 25090. Okay, 25090. I just typed that in on my keyboard, and it'll put this in this financial format for you. All right. Then we need the interest rate. We're going to put the interest rate here, the APR. Remember, the APR was 5.5%. 5.5%. Right there, pressing enter. Right, and it'll give us in that percentage format. The terms of repayment. The term repayment. This is a 4-year repayment term. All right, so let's put the number 4 right in there. It's a 4-year repayment term. And the initiation date, I'm just going to call it today, 2020, 2021. You don't have to make it this date. You can make it any date. You could make it October 10th, 1963. I don't know, whatever you want to do. You can put in a date. It has to be in this format. It has to be a month in a 2-digit code, slash the day, 2 digits, and the year, 4 digits. All right, needs to be in that format. All right, and so maybe you want to pause here, get this on your sheet. Great, you pause me, you got this down so far. Here's where it starts to get a little bit, okay, there's something there. Here we have the number of months in the term of the loan. All right, you can totally take your calculator, pull it out, and say, okay, I know that there's 4 years of repayment, and there's 12 months in every one of these years, so there's 48 repayments. You can totally just put 48 in here and press enter. That's cool. I'm also suggesting there are some spreadsheet formulas you can use. This one here that I'm suggesting looks like this. It's equal sign, F2. Let me just type it in there. Equal sign, F2, right? So I'm typing F2, which selects this box right here of 4, and I'm going to multiply it by 12. Use the multiplication symbol is a symbol called an asterisk here. Let me zoom in so you can see this better, right? It's an asterisk, right? It's like a little star. It's a 5-pointed little star thing. That's our multiplication symbol a lot of times in these kind of formats. So I'm going to press enter here, and look, it just told me 48. If you get this suggested autofill thing, I recommend you reject it right now. I don't think it knows what we want. Sometimes those autofills are pretty cool if you pay attention. They're the right thing. They are what you want, but in this case, no. All right, so monthly interest rate. The monthly interest rate, you could just take this 5.5%. Sorry, my motion detector outside is going crazy. 5.5%, and this is a yearly interest rate. To get a monthly interest rate, I'm going to need to divide by 12. Divide by 12. So I could put 0.45833 repeating here. That's fine. 0.45833 repeating here. You can totally do that. Your call. Or there's this spreadsheet formula you could put in here, right? Spreadsheet formula you could put in. So it's C3. What is C3? If I click on this, if I double click, oh, no, that's not what I want. Stop it. All right. So when I double click on this, normally it should tell me what I'm looking at. So C3 is, it was showing me all this time. C3 is this number right here. That's the monthly interest rate, or the yearly interest rate. And then I'm going to say divide by, that's that backslash symbol, 12. C3 divided by 12, that's that monthly interest rate. All right. I want to pause here, get those in for yourself. All right. So this first row, you can just type things in. You don't need spreadsheet formulas. I'm going to show you both ways. The spreadsheet formula you could use, the date you're going to type, you might just want to type in 12 2021 again. You might want to just do it that way. Another thing you can do is say, make this cell equal to this guy right here, which is F3, right? Just make it equal to F3 and press enter, and look, it'll just copy whatever was there and stick it in there. The monthly payment. The monthly payment, well, this is period 0. This is before we start making our first monthly payment. So in period 0, the monthly payment is going to be 0. I recommend just putting 0 in here, right? If the monthly payment is 0, that means the interest you've paid is 0, which means the principal you've paid is 0. Sorry, things got louder in my house than I expected. Right? If you haven't paid, if it's period 0, that means you haven't paid yet. You haven't made your first payment yet. That would come on period 1, which means you have paid nothing towards interest, nothing towards principal. So now we got to talk about the loan balance. The loan balance is going to be equal to the amount that's borrowed, right? It's going to be equal to C2. So equal to C2. That's this cell right there. Enter, right? And then it'll take this $25,090, which is our principal. It will just stick it right there. All right, maybe you want to pause right now and get this in. Okay, great. You're done. You've put all this stuff in. Now, this is where you're going to really need a spreadsheet formula. I have it in the notes. So if you just hover over this cell, all right, I've got the spreadsheet formula you'll need. And let's talk about what this is doing. It's =, date. The word date is the command. So =, tells it to calculate something. Date is the date command. And then I'm telling it to take the year of B6, the year in B6. B6 is right here. Take the year from this particular cell. Then take the month from B6, which is February 2. And then this is the important part, add 1. Why do I want it to add 1? Because I want it to be 1 month in advance beyond this 0 date, right? I want each one of these to be 1 month in advance, and then comma, day B6. All right, if I take this and I paste it in here, it'll give me the exact same date I have here, except it will add 1 month. It will add 1 month because I've told it to add 1 to the month each time. So this is kind of neat. Once you have this thing in here, watch what you can do. I can draw my cursor over this little blue box in the lower right-hand corner, and I can drop it down a few, and look, it adds the month each time. You know, I could type all this in, but wouldn't that be a lot of extra work, right? I'm just going to keep pulling this down until remember there are 48 monthly payments that need to be made for this thing. So I need to pull this down until I get to the period of 48. So I'm pulling it down, woo, and there, right? All that, I didn't have to type all that. Remember how I told you that you're going to have to fill in all this stuff? Well, it's going to be easy because once you get this first formula in here, the spreadsheet's going to do a lot of this work for you. So here is what you're going to need. Here's the command you're going to need to paste right over here. All right. This is equal sign. Make it equal to payment PMT. Right. This is the command that calculates a monthly payment for you. All right, using the monthly payment formula. So I'm going to press Control V here, Control V, and this is what it typed. Right. Equal sign PMT parentheses $I $3. What is that? That is, it's taking I3, which is over here. There's I3. That's the number of months in. Oh no, it's taking the monthly. Sorry, it's taking I3 is the monthly interest rate. Right. So it's going to take the monthly interest rate. Then it's going to look at I2, the number of months of repayment for this thing, and then it's going to look at C2, the amount borrowed, and it's going to calculate a monthly payment. Right, based on those three things. And then we find the monthly payment is $583.50. Let's just go to our calculator and confirm that that is the case. Right, I'm going to go to my apps, finance, TVM solver. Right, I've got 48 months. I got 5.5%. What is this? This is 25,000. Alone, this is the present value is $25,090. What is the monthly payment? I'm going to press alpha and then enter, and look at that, $583.50. Yeah, you seeing this? It calculated the monthly payment just like that for me. So now I need to find the interest payment. Well, guess what? If PMT is the payment command, PMT is going to be the interest command. So let's talk about what this is saying. Equal sign PMT. It says calculate the interest payment command for I3. Again, I3 is the monthly interest rate. For A7, A7 is the period that we're in. A7 is this guy right here, the period. And you don't want to, this, oh, I forgot to mention the dollar signs. When I put $I, $3 in there, it locks I3 down as the monthly interest rate for every single calculation, which means the spreadsheet will never change where I3 is located, or it will never look anywhere else but I3 for the reference. By putting A7 in here without the dollar signs, what's going to happen is when I repeat or reproduce or copy this command, it's going to look for that. If I paste it over down here, it's going to look at A8, and it's going to find 2. Right? If I place it in here, it's going to find A9, which is going to be 3. So I don't want to lock down A7, but I do want to lock down I2. I want it to find I2, which is again my that's my number of that's the number of repayment of the loan, right? And I want it to lock down the principal. I want it to lock down that principal each time I press enter, and it calculates how much of this monthly payment is going to be interest, right? Of the $583.50 that Ryan pays each month, on the first month, $115 is going to be how much goes to the bank as profit for interest. Now there might be a special command that will calculate the principal on this, but I really don't need a special command, do I? If I know that the monthly payment is $583, and I know that the interest is $115, then the monthly payment minus the interest is the difference between these two numbers is going to be the principal that's paid each month, right? So all I got to do is make this thing equal to this cell C7 minus D7, right? And then I see how much went towards principal. So for this first payment right here, the first monthly payment, $468.51 went towards the principal. And now I need to find the loan balance. The loan balance is going to be a function of this guy right here minus how much principal got paid, right? This principal is going to be knocking money off how much is owed. Because this is already a negative number, I can add these two things together, and it will subtract the number. It will subtract $468.51 from my loan balance. So if I say equal to the sum, add these two things together because one of them is negative. The sum of E7, that's, wait, do I want E7? No, do I want F6? I suppose it doesn't matter. I can add E7 with F6, right? I can add these two together, and it will come out the same. because really when it doesn't matter which, normally I would go with F6 minus um, E7, but since I'm adding, it doesn't matter. Okay, so just so you know, you can make this one F6, and you can make this one E7, and it won't change a thing, right? It's still, just to confirm, just so you're seeing the patterns there. A second ago, Ryan owed $25,090. He made that first payment, $468.51 was how much went towards the principal. Now he only owes $24,621.50, right? Oh, there's some kind of rounding discrepancy right there. Okay, maybe you want to pause, make sure you get all this in. All right? Okay, great. You paused, you're now unpaused, and here's the magic. You already saw me do it once. I'm going to just select from between here and here, right? I click on this one, I hold down my shift key on my keyboard and click there. All right? Because we did spreadsheet formulas, we don't have to do the manual labor of doing all of these calculations over here, right? We're going to have the spreadsheet fill it all in for us. So here goes. I did the selection, I clicked here, hold down the shift key, go to there, and if I go put my cursor over this little blue box in the corner, my cursor will turn into a little cross or a little plus, and I can just boop, and it will fill in all the rest of the data. It's doing all those calculations each time. It's creating an amortization table that we can use to look at how the periodic, the present value over periodic investment. That's that learning target. All right, so I got to go all the way to 48 total monthly payments, and look what happens. The loan balance at the end of 48 payments, I went to the wrong thing. After 48 payments, the loan balance is zero, right? After 48 payments, this thing is paid off. On that last payment, $580.84 went towards paying off the principal, which zeroed the loan balance, and $2.66 went towards the interest. Okay, something I did not go over in class. I did not talk to you about creating a chart. And maybe when we get back on Monday, this is what we'll do. We'll do this chart, and I'll let you work on the loan for house. You can do this one on your own. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, different numbers, different situation. You're just going to do what we did for the loan one, and we're going to do a chart right now. Okay, here we go. I need to create a chart. So let me see. I'm going to select this, my loan balance. That's not what I wanted. Get back over here, spreadsheet. All right, I want him from there. Oh, actually, you know what? I want him, and I want it all the way down, right? Okay, so how am I going to do that? Now, so I selected this. I selected period, and then, pardon me, and then I hold down the control button, and that way it selects them both. Now let me see if I can get all of this without getting the stuff in between. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Oh well. All right, I'll figure it out. Anyway, so I'm going to select here, hold on the shift key, scroll to the bottom, select there. That's my loan balance over time. I'm going to insert a chart. I'm going to insert a chart, and it does this, right? I don't want a line chart. I want a scatter plot. So I'm looking for a scatter plot. There it is. There's my scatter plot. Great. I want to add an x-axis. All right, and I want the x-axis to be A6, so that period 0, all the way to A48. All right, so A6 colon A48. All right, did it do it? No, it didn't. It didn't do it. It didn't take. Let's try again. Did I say A6? A6 to A48. A6 to A48. There. What does my chart look like now? Where's my chart go? There it is. There's my chart. All right, look at this. My loan balance over time, right? $25,090. Each one of these dots is a payment. Let me pull this chart down. You pull this chart down. So you got to put your chart in this little box here. I'm going to make my chart bigger because I got the space to do it. I'm going to make that chart bigger. All right, great. We now have a chart of the loan balance over time. Okay, now what does it else ask? It says calculate. Whoop! What did I do? I don't want to do that. I want my chart back. Okay. Oh, if I click on it, it makes it look like the chart goes away, but it's really not. Okay. Calculate an exponential, quadratic, or cubic regression function for your chart. So we need to do a little regression using this scatter plot. Again, let me show you how I did this. I selected F6, where my loan balance begins. I scroll down to F48. I'm holding down the Shift key, and I click, and everything gets selected. I go back up here to say Insert. I want to insert chart. Click on Chart. A chart appears. I want it to be a scatter chart. So I'm looking for the scatter chart. There it is, scatter chart. I can move it down. I want to move the scatter chart down into this space. I'm going to make it a little bigger because I can, and it's cooler when it's bigger. All right, that's nice. That's nice. I'm going to add an X series. So I'm going to click on this. I want to add an X axis, and I want my X axis to be those periods, right? I want it to be A54 through A6. So I'm going to type A6 colon A54. Boom. There I go. I have the chart scatter plot with an X axis. Technically, I'd probably want to give this X axis a label. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but yeah, technically it should have a label. The loan balance, that's got a good label. Okay, now we want to play around with something here. Let me see. Where, oh, where is my regression settings? Nope. 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 All right. Scale factor, min, max. All right. I'm going to stop this video here because I did this once, and now I need to refine where my settings are to do a regression here. I know it's in here somewhere. I just don't recall how I did it the first time. Oh, here we go, trend line. There it is. So in this thing called series, all right, in this drop-down menu called series, there is a thing, a little button called trend line, right? If you select linear, it will do a linear function. All right, I want it to label. I want to label the linear function right there. So I'm going to say label, use equation. I want to show my r squared. Now I want you to notice that the linear function doesn't do a terrible job. It does not do a terrible job at this. I would probably call this, I mean, if I was just eyeballing it in terms of regression, I'd call this a pretty decent fit. It looks pretty decent, but we can tell this is a curved line. Can you not tell that these scatter plots is a curved line? And a linear function is straight. This technically is not an appropriate regression function for this data. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it to polynomial. A nice polynomial right there. Look at that. Isn't that nicer? That is a nice regression line. Boop, 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 boop. Hits them all, right? So my regression line for this one is negative 1.19x squared, so it's a quadratic. All right, and then I have plus negative 465 times x plus 25,081. That's a beautiful regression. That is what I'm looking for, folks. This is nice. This is nice. All right. Okay. I'm going to stop the video here. That's what I'm going to have you do. Use that chart to do some This is funky cool, right? You've created a chart in a couple, what was this, 5 minutes of me explaining it, and we did a regression line with the calculation and everything using spreadsheets. The technology here, people, is pretty cool. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you next time.